can't just go trendy because, they got colors out there now. They got Merle dogs. They're not Corsos. It's just bullshit hype that they use to sell their dogs. I got people out there charging twice what I charge for a dog, and they're not breeding any quality. It doesn't matter to me how great the structure is or how great anything else about the dog if it doesn't have type. In order to be a Cane Corso, which is what I'm judging, it has to have breed type. The Cane Corso should be a confident breed. So I think the most important thing, first and foremost, is temperament. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to breed that quality. It's not just get two dogs and put them together. You got to do a lot of studying on the breed, on the temperament, on genetics, on structure.
Step into the realm of canine wisdom with our podcast, NWA Cane Corso, where we interview dog men and women from around the globe. Discover their talents and insights on breeding, training, nutrition, and the rich history of dogs.
So we're ringside in Concord, North Carolina with the NWA Cane Corso Podcast. When it comes to preserving the raw power, integrity, and future of the Cane Corso, few names command more respect than the man sitting next to me. He is definitive authority and a master breeder judge, and a man whose vision is shaping the breed standard of the AKC ring today. The legendary Jimmy Stanchio. Jimmy, welcome to the show. And I have a question for you. I'll start out with you. Jimmy, you have a reputation for knowing the breed inside and out. When a class walks into the ring today, what is the very first thing that needs to hit you to capture your attention?
It doesn't matter to me how great the structure is or how great anything else about the dog if it doesn't have type. In order to be a Cane Corso, which is what I'm judging, it has to have breed type. Okay, and I have a lot of other judges ask me for input when they're judging the breed, because they'll tell me a lot of times they'll see a dog with great structure, but the head's not that good. It doesn't really look like a Corso. Or they'll see the opposite. They'll see a dog with a great head, has all the breed type characteristics, but it lacks structure, So I'll tell them that first and foremost, what you want to see is correct type, because it has to be a Cane Corso first. Otherwise, it's just a dog with great structure, right? So typically, what I'll do when the class enters the ring is I'll look for the length of body. It should be a rectangular breed. I'll look for the proportionally large head, and then I'll look for the breed-specific characteristics in the head, specifically a muzzle that's the length is 1/3 the length of the head, the converging planes of the skull and muzzle, a pronounced stop, the width of the skull, the width of the muzzle, the length of the neck should be equal to the head. I look for all the things that make it a Cane Corso, all the correct breed type. From there, I'll go on with dogs that exhibit correct breed type, and then start judging as far as their structure, the movement, and get into the details of the expression, the things that make the expression, which are eye set, eye shape. Start getting into the details after I have the key elements of breed type.
That is a lot of detail. I'm standing next to the absolute breed royalty. When you talk about pioneers who laid the very foundation of the Cane Corso in America, this is one name that commands the exact historic status. With nearly 4 decades of defining the breed's genetics, power, and presence, he is undeniably one of the most influential forces in the global dog world. The one and only Tony Scandifio of the Scandifio Cane Corso. Tony, thank you for sitting with us. What is the biggest positive trend you're seeing right now in the breed's evolution regarding overall type and substance?
Unfortunately, there's still a little bit of different type in the ring. Different lines, different type. A lot of Corsos. A Corso doesn't all have to have the exact same look to still be in type. So different lines, different bloodlines are going to look a little different. But overall, it was a great show. It always is a great show down here. That's why I come here, bringing in reputed judges like he brings in. One of the top breed experts in the world. The guy wrote a book on it. I came here for him. That's what I came here for. No knock on the AKC, but I don't care about the AKC judges. I care about somebody that's an expert on the breed from Italy that knows the breed. That's why I come to the show too. But in the ring, one of the biggest things that I feel that was incredible temperament all through. Used to have a lot of bad temperaments out there, and they still exist in the breed, but it's a lot of breeders. Those are breeders that talk a lot of shit, but don't show up at the shows, don't come to the shows, don't show their own dogs, and don't even show them handlers. They just talk a lot of shit about the other people's dogs that they bred and their top bloodlines and champion bloodlines, and a lot of those go back to me. That doesn't mean they have what we have. So the consistency in type is there. Little different bloodlines. It's gotten a lot better over the years. Trust me. And basically what Tony is saying when he says different type, There's type, and it can only be correct type or incorrect type. But within correct type, you can still have what we call a different style.
Okay.
So they're not clones. Everyone doesn't look exactly the same. We call that a different style within type. Once you have, what I initially had said about you have to have correct type. So you either have correct type or you don't. But with incorrect type, different styles are perfectly acceptable.
There's one specific area, whether it's fronts, top lines, or hocks, where you want to see breeders. Where do you want to see breeders put more focus, and what would it be?
Important thing, first and foremost, is temperament. The temperament's gotten a lot better, but we still have a lot of dogs that don't have confidence. And the Cane Corso should be a confident breed. So I think the most important thing, first and foremost, is temperament. From there, we go into kind of the answer that I gave you on the first question is type. It has to have correct type. And the standard says what the type should be. So you must have type in order to, before we go on to other things. Once we're getting into structure right now, and I hate to say this, but unfortunately, we have all the structural faults that you could have. I see bad fronts, I see bad rears, I see bad back lines, I see weak pasterns, I see splayed feet. Unfortunately, it's a big mix right now of structural defects across the board. So it's not, I can't say that, a lot of breeds you can say, well, right now, this particular breed has a lot of overangulation to the point where they're getting sickle hocked in the rear. I can't say that in our breed because we have all the problems, okay? So I would like to see breeders concentrate on the whole dog, temperament, type, good structure, and movement. That's going to be the key. But unfortunately, with the population explosion of the Cane Corso, we finished number 11th last year in AKC. We just went into AKC in 2010. So in 16 years, we've become the 11th most popular breed in AKC. And when you have that type of breed explosion from the popularity, you start losing quality. You get quantity, you get a lot of quantity, but the quality starts going away. Okay. And that's across the board on the structure.
So the Corso is a working breed above all else today. What separated the winners from the rest of the pack when it comes to correct and efficient movement?
You handed me a fuzzy mic. So there were some really well-moving dogs, good construction, because good construction, we were talking about front angles equate to reach, correct rear angles, pelvic angle equates to drive. So the Cane Corso's correct movement is extended trot. In order to have that, you must have good reach and strong drive. Okay, so we had a lot of dogs in there that exhibited that today. That's the key when you say the working ability of the Cane Corso, for what we can see in the ring. Okay, we can't catch hogs in the show ring. Okay, we can't hunt, we can't herd, right? We can't do any protection sports. We can't do a whole lot of that. But what we can do as judges is that we can look at the movement of the dog and the correct movement for the Cane Corso based on its historical functions and tasks is an extended trot. So we definitely had a lot of dogs in the ring today that were great movers. And Claudio is a big movement judge. And I've seen his picks fell in line with that. Yes.
Secrets. What is the defining trait of a best of breed winner that makes them absolutely undeniable in the ring?
What I always tell people, when I breed for everything. It's a total package, period. It's kind of like what you talked about. Yeah. If they don't have everything, they're not quality. When people put dogs on their breeding program, they should be superior. There shouldn't be a lot of breeders out there. They sell a show dog, a breed dog, and a pet quality dog. A breed dog is just a pet quality dog where somebody wants to be greedy and charge more money and sell it as a breed dog to somebody just for money. Yeah. If it was a pet before, it was still the pet. It's not a breed dog. Yeah. You should only sell show dogs with breeding rights, So you have to breed for everything: head type, top line, structure, movement, all of it. You got to combine it all. Temperament is extremely important first and foremost. Number one before everything. That's one of the biggest issues in this breed is temperament. Yep. And it's out there. It's getting exposed finally, people are realizing it and spreading the word. And this will spread too, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony, with over 37 dedicated to this breed, the Scandifio name is widely considered the blueprint for the modern American Cane Corso. When you look at the rings here in Concord today, how does it feel to see your life's work and genetics directly reflecting in the standard of excellence everyone else is chasing?
It feels great. It feels great to look and see a lot of the stuff that I brought here myself, showing and winning with it. I'm not just showing it. A lot of the other people that have dogs for me, they went out there and they're winning with it all. Italian judge especially, and the other judges, the FCI judges who come from other countries that are breed experts, not only winning with my stuff, first 2 or 3 dogs in different groups, all my stuff that I bred, stuff that I sold people, and then other dogs that are doing some winning. I'll go back to my stuff too. A lot of those, and people coming out with me say, "Hey, this is a blue kid. This is a Grinch kid." It's great. I mean, 37 years of doing this, a legit long time, and I see the reflection of my stuff through the show ring all the time. I don't care if I win myself, but I love it to see that other people that have used my lines and are utilizing my lines are still kicking ass and winning in the ring.
You, without giving away all of your secrets, what is the defining trait of the best breed winners that make it absolutely undeniable in the ring?
Well, it has to have correct type to start with. It has to have correct type to be a Cane Corso. From there, if I examine the dog, I want to see confident dog. I want to see good temperament in the dog. When I gate a dog, I'll send the dog on down and back. When it comes down and back, I'll tell the handler, don't touch the dog. And then I'm going to walk around the dog for two reasons. One reason is I'm going to walk around the dog to look at the structure of the dog when it's not stacked, when the handler hasn't adjusted and put exactly how it wants it. That's when I can really see the true structure of the dog. The other reason I walk around the dog completely is I want to see the dog's concern with me walk around the rear of it. So the dog's leaning away or turning its head, looking, watching to see what I'm doing. If it doesn't have good confidence, I'm going to see that right then, you know. So those are, you know, that's one of the things, of course, is the temperament when I begin my exam. And even when I gate the dog, I'll check the temperament that way also. The other thing from there, of course, is we have to have correct type. And then if I have a ring that I have dogs with correct type, good structure, good movement, then we get into details. We'll get into the dentition. Just how good is the dentition? Are the incisors in a straight row, top and bottom? Are the canines diverging? Because they should be for correct dentition. There's more to dentition than just the closure. And we allow all the closures basically in our breed: a slight undershot, a reverse scissor, a level bite, and a scissor bite. So all the closures remain the same, but the dentition can vary. Even within an undershot dog, the dentition can vary. We don't want to see a scoop of the mandible like a bulldog. We don't want to see that, So I'll start getting some details in the mouth. I'll start getting some details in the eye set, the eye shape. The eyes should be in a subfrontal position. They shouldn't be on the side like a side hound. They shouldn't be straight up front like a bulldog, right? A heavy brachycephalic characteristic. The Cane Corso's key characteristics are brachycephalic, but very slight brachycephalic characteristics. So I'll start getting into that. Of course, the convergence. Is the convergence correct? The dog should not just have converging planes of the skull and muzzle, but it should have correct convergence. It should meet at the tip of the nose. So it shouldn't be over convergent like a bulldog or a boxer is extremely convergent. And it certainly shouldn't ever be parallel. So I'll start getting into really, really, really fine details if I have great type, great temperament, great structure movement in the ring, which we had here this weekend, So when you have a ring and most of the ring has great type, great structure, great movement, great temperament, then you just have to start getting into details in order to find the best one. And it doesn't mean that maybe in a class the third place dog's a bad dog. It just means that the first place dog, in my opinion, was one that fit the standard the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've always been incredibly passionate about preserving the true Corso temperament, forging it through proper genetics in the whelping pen rather than relying on social media hype. As the definitive authority on the breed's working mindset, what is the single most critical piece new breeders who want to protect the breed's legendary stable character? What is the critical most piece of wisdom you give to them?
Don't trust all the social media shit. I mean, it's terrible. Social media is a horrible thing. People out there soliciting, puppy milling, TikTok, internet, even Facebook, all those different things. It's just bullshit hype that they use to sell their dogs. I got people out there charging twice what I charge for a dog, and they're not breeding any quality, but they're TikTok famous or Snapchat famous or Facebook famous with zero to no credibility, zero to no accolades, things that they've never done. There was a big thing on your uncle's podcast about the goat. They were talking about who the goat is of the breed, and there's people out there that think that they qualify to be called goat. They've done absolutely nothing. Been involved in the breed 2 years, 5 years, and they're talking about goat. A goat is like Michael Jordan, like LeBron James. It done things and has extreme long history and record, and there's not many people out there that have that. So it's a funny thing to watch. Just my warning is stay away from the TikTok shit. They're not famous. these people with the Facebook putting up, different videos and shit like they're doing something with their dogs. They're not doing nothing. They're just they're doing this for clicks.
Yeah.
Clicks doesn't mean shit. 6,000 or 20 million or 500,000 members or followers means absolutely nothing. Actually, those are the worst people to mess around with because they don't know anything about the breed type, and they don't do anything but puppy mill. You kind of agree with that? You see it?
Absolutely. I think, Tony, we can easily say that, if me and you look back, say 20 years ago, we could probably count the breeders that are still breeding on
Exactly. Yeah.
less than 10, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we could name a lot of names less than 10 right now, right?
Exactly right. They come and go. They come and
Yeah.
go. We call them, 5-year famous. They're involved 5 years and they're famous for 5 years, and they disappear. They are replacements out to half the country, and they don't stand behind anything. 5 years. The normal has been people get involved, think they're going to be the best in the world, promote themselves as the best in the world.
Yep.
2-year run, 5-year run. If they make it 7 or 8, that's an extreme, distance. But see it all the time. And when he's saying we could count 10 or maybe 10, 12 breeders that have been around for a long time, at the most, that's at the most. You can count 1,000 of them that are TikTok famous. They're all, I did this, I did that, or a breeder winning one thing in a show ring, and they've done everything in the world, not because they won one thing.
Yeah.
In the AKC, I love AKC, and we show all the time when I promote it. There's some politics in the ring. He's a judge, and and sometimes people like when I say that.
Yeah.
But I'm an honest guy, and that's what people like about me is I'm honest, and I'll call it like it is.
Yeah.
I'll see shows where with AKC judges, dogs win. That shouldn't be in the show ring. But the handler is a famous handler. The handler's known. Or, they're spending $1,000 a month to be in these books that go out to all these AKC judges every day.
Yep.
I don't even try to participate with that. I go show my dogs, get my championships, and I get the hell out of the way. But when you've got a famous judge coming over, like the guy he normally brings all incredible judges from overseas. Even in America, the judges he brings, they're either an expert or you don't step in the ring. So those are the shows that I go to. That's where I want to be. That's the Super Bowl. That's the real Westminster National show. To me, that's the real deal.
Yeah.
And if those shows bring judges like that, instead of having 15 dogs or 12 dogs, they'll have 50 or 80 or 100 dogs at shows like that.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's what you want to be at. Shows like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for recording with us. What you just said. So you're known as one of the most powerful and unfiltered voices in the dog world, never afraid to call out the matrix of the backyard breeding, fad colors, or club politics, like you said. Why is it so vital for someone at the absolute top of the global stage like yourself to set up and keep standards authentic when so many others are just following trends?
And that's exactly what it is. That's what he's talking about. It's a trend. So these people make it, it's a trend. You can't breed one type of dog or one dog you got lucky with and did something, and now that's the best there is. That's trending. Trending works in clothes. Trending is for clothes, jewelry. Trending isn't for dogs. Dogs are either badass or they're not. They're either consistent or they're not. There's breed type, and we have to follow breed type. We can't just go trendy because they got colors out there now. They got Merle dogs. They're not Corsos. They got these white Corsos.
Oh, wow.
Straw. It's not a Corso. Straw was a part of the standard. Never a part of standard, but it was part of the cross contamination in Italy a long time ago. So that's why it's there. But it's not a Corso. It's not in any standard. And there's people out there trending, charging $5,000 and $10,000. They're just taking advantage of people. They're suckering innocent people into buying that shit. It's a good game that they have on the internet marketing, TikTok marketing. But the people are no good, and they know what they're doing. The people that study know what they're doing. I get calls all the time. People call me and they bought a dog. It was a Merle or a Straw, $10,000, and I'm like, it's not a Corso. And I'm like, well, this website looked like. The website looked like. Well, where's your website? I don't have one. I don't need one. Quality dogs are out there in all breeds. This happens in all breeds, not just our breed.
Yeah.
So the trending stuff is it's not what it's about. Follow the breeders who have done something, real awards, real accolades. And depth of accolades, depth of being around. That's just really what it is.
Cane Corso has exploded in popularity worldwide, and the huge part of that is because of people see the majestic, powerful guard dogs you've spent a lifetime perfecting. For the general public watching this footage today who look up to your program, what is the ultimate truth they need to understand about the reality and responsibility of owning a true elite tier Cane Corso?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to breed that quality. It's not just get 2 dogs and put them together. You got to do a lot of studying on the breed, on the temperament, on genetics, on structure. It's a lot of things all in one.
Yeah.
And there's some of these breeders that you'll see. They got these great websites, and if you ask them one question, hey, let me ask you a question. What do you think of the angulation in that dog? And that dog out there that just won, what do you think of the angulation? Well, I think his eyes look this way, and I mean, they're angled that way, and I'm like, you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Angulation is angles in the rear. Or you ask them about what you think of the top line. What's the top line? The top line is the top line of the dog. You know what the top line means? They don't even understand structure. They never read the standard. There's still people out there right now that are breeding these dogs and mass producing them that have never sat down and read the standard. I tell people, get the standard, put a copy of it in your restrooms, put it in your bed, put it in your car if you're stuck with someone. Read it, study it. You can read that standard 100 times, 1,000 times, and pick up new stuff from it, because you don't read the standard one time and you know it all. It's not like that. So, keep reading the standard, keep studying, visit, travel around, see different dogs, go to shows, go to breeders. Temperament, number one. If you go to people's houses, you can't get around the dogs, and they're not stable enough to come around you, you can't touch them and pet them, there's something wrong. They're either insanely aggressive for no reason, and that normally is an insecurity, or they're shy and timid and fearful, and they're acting tough out of fear. So temperament's huge. All the different things, everything, all packed in one.
Nice. Thank you so much for being here. Nice meeting you. And you guys have a great afternoon and rest.